Hello and welcome to Panoramic Edition, where we discuss national, regional and international developments in depth. With a complex and continually changing healthcare system, embracing development and exchanging expertise is the best way to ensure its constant progress. The recently held Manama Health Congress and Expo is one of the largest conferences and exhibitions in the Middle East that are dedicated to servicing the health market. It addresses pharmacists, physicians, international medical institutions in Bahrain and abroad, and medical companies. In its third round, Manama Health Congress and Expo continued to reflect the Kingdom of Bahrain's keenness to host specialized health and scientific conferences that aim to exchange expertise from around the world in the health sector. To talk more about that, we are pleased to be joined here in the studio by Dr. Hussain AlHermi, who is the Chief of Strategic Planning and Project Management, the Department Government Hospitals, and the Deputy President of Manama Health Conference Scientific Committee, right after this. Welcome back. We are pleased to be joined here in the studio by Dr. Hussain AlHermi, who is the Chief of Strategic Planning and Project Management Department at the Government Hospitals and the Deputy President of Manama Health Conference Scientific Committee. Hello and welcome to the show, Doctor.
Thank you so much. I'm really pleased to be here. Thanks.
Doctor, first off, pleased to have you here and congratulations on the success of this year's Expo and conference. It was a really big deal and a lot of preparations went into it.
Correct.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this.
Doctor, what can you tell us about the concept of the Expo and the concept of the Congress? How was it set up from the beginning? This is the third one now
Correct.
that happened.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the objectives and what the concept is.
Number one is bringing Manama into the plan of the health conferences in the region. The Congress and the Expo by itself has two different concepts. The Congress will focus mainly on the main subjects and main healthcare related issues that are in the region. That would include like lectures, panel discussions, workshops, and the Expo by itself is an exhibition where the whole objective of the Manama Health is bringing the healthcare worker together and innovators, policymakers, and even businessmen into the market.
Right. So when it comes to coming up with the topics to address during the lectures and everything, and let's say the conference itself and the Expo, what are the main things that you focus on?
First of all, we've set up a theme for this year, which included the sustainability of the healthcare and the challenges that it faces, because the healthcare, as other sectors, faces a lot of challenges. So from that, we've decided to put on the panel discussions to bring up the main topics to be discussed. On the other side, the scientific program had been working on the main subjects that I would say hot topics in healthcare services that requires a lot of innovations, a lot of updates that we needed to share in Bahrain in order to foster our knowledge and of course the healthcare service in Bahrain.
Okay. What can you tell us about the Congress's agenda for this year? What was that?
Okay, so I'll start with the first day. It was a 3-day event. So the first day, after the opening ceremony, we had two main keynote speakers. The keynote speaker had spoken about lovely concepts. One of them was introducing AI and longevity. And that speaker was Dr. Ali Reza Haqiqi. He's from Harvard, in which he had given us such an amazing speech. And the second keynote speaker was Dr. Riyad Shamsan. He is the consultant at Saudi Arabia, and he's in charge of the Health and Transformation Program at Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Like sharing these experiences in Bahrain is really amazing. So that was the first day, and then was followed by two panel discussions. The first panel discussion was discussing the challenges and the sustainability solutions. And the lovely part of the panel discussion, it doesn't really include the healthcare worker by themselves.
Okay.
So we had a participation of governmental, non-governmental, private sector, and then we had Tamkeen on board, and the discussion was really amazing. And then we had also one of the panelists was from Egypt. He was the head of the regulatory board at Egypt. So that really added to that discussion. This was followed by another discussion of one of the main hot topics, which is related to the healthcare, which was the antimicrobial resistance, especially with the trending of increased using of the antimicrobial antibiotics and so on.
MRSA has been a problem, Staphylococci, all of these have been issues right now.
Correct. So we had the participation from WHO. And we had also a speaker who was an infectious disease consultant and someone from the animal care regulatory, because even the animals are exposed to antimicrobial.
Absolutely.
So their presence was really, really great.
Yeah.
Then the other 2 days at the scientific program, we have discussed, I tried to bring up as much subjects as possible, but I've joined like 2 different subspecialties together. So I brought at the first day ICU and emergency, discussing the main innovations, the new ways of treatment and so on. And in that particular day, we've also shared like how to practice emergency care at the formula, for example.
All right.
What are the things that are going at the ICU? Now, this was
one topic.
One topic. And the second topic at the first day was also radiology and oncology.
Okay.
So, as you know, tumors are increasing nowadays, and the use of the radiology
diagnostically
and treatment as well. So we've joined them together. Now, the third day, I would say it was a very special day to me because we focus on the healthy aging. And the healthy aging was a very, very unique subject. And the care in Bahrain had been really increasing now. So on that particular day, we've started the sessions with 2 patients who are receiving their care at the government sector, in which they've shared their experience, what facilities are there, and they've also given suggestions. Like one of the patients had suggested, we need a gym. So that was really good, and it would, I would say, probably encourage the community to do more of such things, especially to this age group. We are aging. So we are expecting that we might need also good care at when we grow. And we've also had incorporated different subjects. We didn't make it like purely health related. We've got a social worker, we've got a psychiatrist, physiotherapist, occupational therapist. So all of these were in that program. And with the parallel sessions, we had also the genetics and the laboratories had been meshed together. So because this is also like every now and then we get new ideas and new technologies and new ways of diagnosing and treatment.
I think it's really important also because it really stabilizes the concepts that you guys have already said. I mean, there's the genome project that's already been for a few years. I'm a nurse myself at the healthcare sector, so I've seen this, and I've seen a lot of patients that actually come and address this. Also, as you have mentioned, the different diseases that come up and the resistance to medications and antibiotics, we see that a lot, especially in the public health sectors.
The good part about this Manama Health, we have received a request from some people, or actually from a regulatory board and some professors from Taiwan themselves. They wanted to participate because they had some good experience with artificial intelligence, bringing up new technologies, and we've placed them at the schedule, and they presented very nicely. And in fact, 2 of the subjects were really, really nice that I had to put 2 different sessions.
Make them later.
Yes, we did. And one of the hot topic that was raised during this Manama Health was the health insurance program, which is regulated by the Supreme Council of Health. And that by itself, that session by itself, the room was really full. Because it addresses a new thing to Bahrain.
Yeah.
And we've discussed the expats, the health insurance related to expats. So we had people from private hospitals, government hospitals, insurance companies, banks, companies. It was really
it must have been eye-opening.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, Manama Health Congress and Expo actually featured some of the leading figures in their fields. Key speakers took part in both panel discussions and scientific programs. How do you value the contribution of these speakers and them making time and effort to actually come and present their thoughts?
It was really highly valuable, if I would say, because they foster knowledge, they bring up your ideas to a different level. I always say that Bahrain by itself, the kingdom, has a small geographic area, and it's very easy for us to improve and to implement. If you remember during COVID, we've started, and we were like
we were leading.
Yes, we were a model. So why not even fostering it in different subjects and different dimensions? And that's why from that point of view, we've directly put our next year plan during the event itself. We've came up with the new ideas from the event itself.
Amazing.
Yes, yes.
Because of the speakers that were there, you've probably set the bar now very high. So for next year, the bar is probably going to be either that or higher. So can you tell us a little bit about how you are going to meet that kind of standard for next year?
I would say, inshallah, it will be higher.
Yes,
that's number one. And of course, we will pick up ideas related to our next year theme. And from now, I would say the next year theme, inshallah, will attract a lot of companies, will attract a lot of people to participate. It's going to be different.
Inshallah. How do you value the vast participation at this year's event? There were so many people there. It was actually at some point we had to wait for people to go out and others to come in order to accommodate them. How do you value that kind of participation?
In these events, you would see, when you see crowds in these events, it's really amazing. Okay? People are there because the Congress and the Expo by itself doesn't only going there and listening. It's also networking. It brings people together, projects together, business together. So I would say when we've just announced the participation, I mean, we've sent the QR code. We were very impressed. Like we had to close it so quickly because we've reached 3,000 participants, like for the scientific program. And the companies related to the exhibition by itself were also booked directly, and that was really very positive, to be honest.
It must have been a big thing. How are you going to prepare for next year? Probably going to have bigger numbers. Bigger venue, bigger number, probably an early preparation. We've been preparing for this Manama Health for the past 9 months. And I would say the team had worked very well. Yes, it's amazing. What can you tell us about the strategic partnerships and how would they contribute to enriching the Manama Health Congress and Expo's outcomes?
This particular year of Manama Health third round was under the umbrella of the Supreme Council of Health. Now, Supreme Council of Health is the regulatory board for the whole healthcare workers in Bahrain, I mean, or institutes, including the government, non-government, Ministry of Health, the regulatory boards, insurance, health insurance. So the Supreme Council of Health, the presence by itself was an addition to Manama Health. And it brings a lot of respect, a lot of new participants, a lot of different new ideas to the concept by itself of Manama Health.
Absolutely. And also when it comes to the most recent technologies, the most recent illnesses, the most recent topics to address, the Supreme Council of Health has always had that as the priority topic, addressing what is needed now and fighting it for the future. What can you tell us about the exhibition? How was it set up? How were the ideas that came into it? Give us a walkthrough.
If we'll focus on the exhibition itself, it includes laboratory related companies, health technologies, including new machines and so on. We had pharmacological and latest technologies related to some, it's not even related to, it's not directly
related to
medical. Sometimes something related to, like we've had also like participation with some of the telecommunication companies.
All right.
That we really need in our field.
Of course.
And we had pharmaceutical companies that had participated as a partners, as a sponsors. It was really amazing.
It must be
local and global.
That's amazing.
Really
I mean, it must make you very proud to even, I mean, when you are in the healthcare system as a healthcare worker, it's different than having a patient come and see that we have all of the medications available in Bahrain. We have most of the technological products also available when it comes to treatments and stuff like that. So from your point of view, do you think that this is an augmentation to Bahrain's healthcare services in the future?
Definitely, definitely. Present and future, I would say. And as I mentioned, networking brings a lot of new things. It's like these kind of events is like having new blood into the team. Yes, that might give you new ideas, that might give solutions. And sometimes we just need to share experience. How we face this problem, how we've dealt with it, and what are the solutions kept. If it can be applied correctly, why not?
Absolutely. The government of Bahrain has always provided a lot of support when it comes to these kind of expos, these kind of events. How do you value the government's support to hosting this vital event, especially that is in the healthcare sector?
The government by itself and the personnel working in the government sectors are very crucial in enhancing these events. We've got all the support that's needed, and that was really great. And by having all these sectors would actually enhance the sustainability, which is very important in our country. And then if I would focus on something else, I would focus on enhancing the healthcare by itself in Bahrain itself. As I mentioned earlier, Bahrain being a small country, we can make a lot to improve, we can make a lot to enhance, and their presence or the governmental support by itself is of course a great asset to the success of such event.
Absolutely, especially that, as you've said, because of Bahrain being a smaller country, the impact is seen quicker. When we see small changes that have happened, we've seen this in COVID, small changes really made a really huge impact. So being the Deputy President of Manama Health Conference Scientific Committee, there's a lot of work that goes into choosing the topics of the things that are going to be spoken about, choosing the speakers themselves, and even choosing the people that are on your committee. So what can you tell us about this committee and how did it move forward from there?
So I was heading the scientific committee this year, and the team was amazing. I would say they've been working from their hearts day and night. And as I mentioned, that we've been working since months. What we've done was we've chosen the theme. And from the theme, then we've chosen the scientific program in which we had different subjects and topics. And then we've chosen chairperson for each. Okay, we've chosen like a local chairperson that is expert in that field. And then from there, we've moved into the subjects that can be discussed and how many sessions would be included in each. So that was the early stage. And then we had to send the invitations to the speakers and invite them to be a participant at Manama Health as a speaker or as a panelist and so on. And after that, we have to ensure that each speaker is there on time.
Yeah.
The international speakers, we have ensured that they've received their tickets, that they've arrived Bahrain safely, and their accommodation and so on. And then moving to the action,
To the venue.
in which, yes, to the venue itself, ensuring the quality is delivered.
Yeah.
During that includes audiovisual, that includes the participants, or the audience,
Yeah.
that they reach also to the right hall, and
Right.
especially that we had 2 parallel sessions going on same time,
Yes.
or sometimes 3 parallel
Yes.
sessions.
I know the hassle of sometimes getting the people into the room to
Correct.
start the conversation.
Correct, correct. I was there from 7 a.m., I would say.
MashaAllah.
But it was really good.
Yes.
Very, very nice experience,
Yes.
really, yeah.
When we talk about Manama Health Congress and Expo, as we've mentioned in the beginning, this is the 3rd year that this is happening. And each year there's something that makes it unique, that makes it different than the one before. What makes this year's edition of Manama Health Congress and Expo unique compared to the previous ones?
Probably choosing the right topic at the right time.
All right.
So when we've been discussing the antimicrobial resistance and the sustainability and the challenges, that was in a very good time to discuss these things.
With the flu season.
Yes. So, and then we've moved into the program and the topics. I would say our speakers were really amazing, that they've chosen their topics nicely.
Yeah.
And they've delivered it in a better way.
Yeah.
So that was really good. And it attracts really people to be there.
Yeah.
Like we've seen a lot of people on Friday morning,
Yeah. Yes.
which is unusual in conferences, to be honest.
Yeah.
But there was a crowd.
Yes.
And it was really, really good, I would say.
Yeah.
Another thing, probably, I would say the team. The teamwork which had been there this year was really, really great.
Yes. One of the things that I've noticed this year, there was so much more awareness spread about the conference between healthcare workers. So more healthcare workers knew it was happening, and they had time to plan to go to it, actually, because, as you've said, it was on a Friday. So these are also important factors when you come and look to have people come to the participation. Is that one of the targets, that the conference be attended by as many as possible of the local healthcare workers to improve their services, to improve their knowledges?
Correct. I would say this is individual target.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone will choose the subject that would like to attend. This is one thing. And second thing, we've done it as a free registration for all the participants. And they will get like 20 CME accredited.
Of course.
So it's really good.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and from there I would say that was the main thing that, and from there I think being in this lovely weather, Thursday, Friday, Saturday with such a nice program and a nice venue, it attracted a lot of people.
It gives people time to get into it. Well, after the event finished and now comes the reassessing, what were the main outcomes and the main recommendations of the event?
We've came out with recommendations that were related to the subjects itself. Like after the panel discussions, we've decided what should be done next.
All right.
After the keynote speakers and sharing the role of artificial intelligence and the longevity thing, along with the experience of the health transformation technologies, we've came up again with different outcomes. And because these outcomes would be related sometimes directly to the healthcare, sometimes to the regulatory boards, and sometimes to the service itself.
Can you give us an example about these outcomes? I mean, like, for instance, when we talk about AI, I did an interview at the beginning a while back about the AI and integrating into things like the Olympic sports, which was here in Bahrain, and how that is used in everything. But for the health sector, for this Congress, tell us a little bit about what are the recommendations that resonated with you.
If I would speak about the scientific program, and let's start with the healthy aging program. Now, this target of, or actually this group of the community requires a special attention. Okay, requires special care, special kind of services to be provided. So this was one of the outcomes related to this group. If we speak about the laboratory and the genetics, this is again an area to improve.
Definitely.
How should we improve our genome project? How we should use the right technology with the right patients in order to save or to enhance the healthcare. That's one thing. If I speak about the antimicrobial resistance, which is a rising subject and a very hot topic worldwide, then we came up again with some outcomes about the regulation of how to use, when to use, and such things.
Of course.
These are some of the examples. If I speak about the artificial intelligence, since you brought up the subject, how we can incorporate the artificial intelligence in Bahrain. We cannot start it altogether, but we can start
using it
because that would actually save time, save efforts, ensuring the right artificial intelligence is introduced.
Absolutely.
Because not artificial intelligence would help.
Of course, it depends on it. All right, what are the aspirations and expectations for the upcoming round of Manama Health Conference? You've already given us a little bit of a hint that bigger venue, bigger topics, but tell us more. What are you planning on doing?
The whole world is moving towards technology. How can we incorporate that technology, including artificial intelligence, smart hospitals, in Bahrain and in the region? And when we speak about this as a topic, and we'll just brainstorm some ideas, we'll be speaking about applications, we'll be speaking about telecommunication solutions that can be used. We'll be talking about artificial intelligence and, let's say, medical reporting. And one of the things which actually came into my mind, which I loved actually, was actually bringing engineers.
Engineers.
Okay. So it's not only like biomedical engineers. No, it's even the architects.
All right. Civil engineers and everything.
Civil engineers. Probably those who are working with electricity and so on. How can we build up a smart hospital?
Yes, absolutely.
How can we build up a smart ward? If we start it as experience and then move on and expand it. All these things will require a lot of incorporation and networking. And that by itself, of course, will bring new people and new ideas and new innovations and so on.
Really looking forward to it.
How do you like it?
And being a part of that as well and being there to see it. Thank you very much for coming today and for answering our questions about the Expo, and congratulations again on success.
Thank you so much for having me, and it was really a nice interview. Thanks a lot.
We would also like to thank you, dear viewers, for watching, and see you next week in another episode of Panoramic Edition.